Hello everyone, I'm Fozzie, along with Will, as always, and welcome to the Everything Podcast. Today we'll be talking about our usual stuff, movies, music, more movies, sports, and at the end, we'll be having a sort of unscripted segment, kind of where we just talk about stuff that we just haven't planned for, that we want to talk about, a chill segment at the end where we just talk about random things that come into our mind. So, first, we have our music segment, and Will, I gave you a few choices. Also, sorry for our people watching. My webcam is very old, and when something bright comes on the screen, it makes my face look very, very bright. So sorry about that in advance, but alright, so Will, the songs I gave to you were the song Lose by KSI, the song Highway to Hell by Tom Morello, Bruce Springsteen, and Eddie Vedder.
Oh, yeah.
Enter Sandman, a classic, obviously, by Metallica. Another classic, Come Together by the Beatles, great song. And maybe not the most popular Bruce Springsteen song, but a song that I really enjoy listening to, and it always kind of makes me just feel happy, and that song would be Tomorrow Never Knows by Bruce Springsteen. Alright, so can you tell me your thoughts on those songs, Will?
Yeah, absolutely, Cam. I'll just kind of go down the line if that sounds good with you. Yeah, Lose
Perfect.
by KSI. I mean, I just feel like, pop songs and kind of the beat of them and stuff just have this ability to really get you in a good mood, and that one, did it for me. Like, I don't see what not to like about that song, personally. I mean, Highway to Hell, as you mentioned, obviously classic AC/DC cover, Tom Morello, Bruce Springsteen, Eddie Vedder, as you mentioned. I mean, all I have to say about that is, if you want to hear the definition of rock and roll, well, then you should listen to that cover of Highway to Hell.
It really is a great song.
Exceptional. I love Springsteen's voice at the start, kind of that, deep growl.
Oh, yes.
That was so good. Yes, Enter Sandman. I don't see another great rock song. I think there's some great guitar in that one as well. That I especially liked. Come Together by the Beatles. I don't think I won't be able to put that one over some of the other ones that you brought.
Really? Okay.
And I'll be honest, I think I probably would find, a lot of other Beatles songs that I would like better than that one. Not that it's not a good song, but that's just my take on that one. And then Tomorrow Never Knows. Yeah, I'm with you, Cam. That's a good song. And I really like the message of it, too, Tomorrow never knows. I really love that message, and I've heard that you think, because that song obviously off of Springsteen's album Working on a Dream from 2009, and I've heard that you think that is an underrated album, and I totally with you, that is an album that should be much more appreciated than it is.
Yeah, and I get what people say when they don't like it. It is kind of more pop-focused, whereas I think Springsteen fans mostly just are into the rock stuff, like Born in the USA, which is a great album, I guess, but
it's a fantastic album.
But so many people are going to disagree with me with this, but I actually might sound very crazy, but I actually kind of like Working on a Dream just as much, and maybe even more than Born in the USA. Because I feel like people love Born in the USA. It's his greatest hit. But there are so many songs out there that no one really knows about. And albums that no one really knows about. Like tracks. That's amazing. There's so many good songs around there. Which technically it's not an album, but we'll talk about that later. But there's so many greater albums and songs than Born in the USA. And I think Working on a Dream is a great example of an album that's just better. So many people might disagree, but
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go better than Born in the USA, but I would go probably as good as Born in the USA. I mean, I don't really think Bruce Springsteen, comes out with a bad album, so
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad album in any way.
No, I'm not. No. I was just saying that, Bruce Springsteen is a guy who, he does not really have any bad albums, so I can completely, understand, why this one would really get you, Cam. And as I said earlier, I agree. Working on a Dream should be appreciated more than it is.
Yeah, it definitely should. It's so many great songs, like the song "Good Eye" on that album. That's a great song. It's electric. It's poppy.
And by the way, I just want to mention, "My Lucky Day." Springsteen
Oh
should
my gosh.
adore that song. That should be a Springsteen classic.
It really should.
That Springsteen fans should adore that song.
Yeah. That actually. Yeah.
No. You go, Cam. I totally cut in.
No, it's fine. But I was just saying that song probably is on my top 10 favorite Bruce Springsteen songs.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I was just gonna ask, because there is one song on the album that it's not really that, a lot of Springsteen fans wouldn't be crazy about. I'd be interested to get your take on it, because I actually do kind of like it. I don't see any issue with it. It's Queen of the Supermarket. What do you think of that one?
No, I really like this song.
I agree.
It's such a good song, and it's
Thank you.
very underrated. I get how it can throw people off sometimes with the interesting title. I mean, let's be honest here. It is a strange title, and it sounds kind of different. But who cares?
It doesn't not make sense to me though.
Yes.
What's going on? Like, he's in love with a worker at the supermarket. Like, what's so confusing about that?
Yeah, and if you really listen to the song, then you'll understand. But I feel like some people who reviewed this album didn't really, they just they went off with other people said, and I think that's just what people did with this album. One person said they didn't like it, the next said they didn't like it, next said they didn't like it, next said they didn't like it, and so on. So I really like this song. It's catchy, it's pop, it's very poppy, and I don't know how people couldn't like it, honestly. Strange title, but amazing song.
Yeah, no, I am totally with you there, Cam. Totally with you. Thank you for saying that.
Alright, so, actually, there is one more thing I'd like to talk about. What is your favorite Beatles song?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot, but actually, let me come back. Yeah, I'd go with one like Hey Jude, probably better, but there's so many. Yeah, what's yours?
Yeah, mine was Hey Jude for a while, but one that's I've just started listening to more. I actually have the record back there for it. It's part of the album Revolver, I believe it is. And that is Yellow Submarine by the Beatles. Great song. Great song.
Absolutely. That is a fantastic song.
So I'd put that one as my number one, or Hey Jude, like you said. I've always loved Hey Jude.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is a great song.
It sure is.
Absolutely.
Alright, so that pretty much does it for our music segment today, and now we will be moving on to our sports segment. And for this, I'm a Patriots fan, and honestly, I'm just very happy today.
That's awesome, Cam.
Even if you're not a Mac Jones fan, or Patriots fan, you have to admit, Mac Jones, he's better than Cam Newton, baby. Makes me so happy.
I mean, it's sad, but I don't think you're wrong. I think Mac Jones is the better quarterback right now. Not that listen, I'm not saying Cam Newton's better than Mac Jones in any way, shape, or form, but I do still get the feeling Newton's gonna start.
Oh, I think he's gonna start, but like for the rest, like he's gonna be the future of the franchise, Mac Jones.
Well, there is no question. They have found their successor to Tom Brady. There is zero question about that. And boy, yeah, go ahead.
We're not saying in any way Mac Jones is equal to Tom Brady at all.
We're just saying that they have found their successor to Tom Brady. Not that he is Tom Brady, but he's the successor to Tom Brady. Yes. But anyway, yeah, boy, I mean, Cam, there is so much to get into. The top 5 quarterbacks in this draft made their debuts over the weekend. Ooh, there is so much to get into. Let's dive into it. Since we're on the topic, Mac Jones, obviously the Patriots beat and this is so disgusting, the Washington football team. Just give me a break. But they beat the Washington football team 22-13. Mac Jones entered in on the third drive, obviously a standing ovation from the Patriot fans at Gillette Stadium, went 13 for 19 for 87 yards. Christian Wilkerson should have rewarded him with the pass of the night on that 34-yard beauty there. But what was your thoughts on Mac Jones? You know, no touchdowns or anything like that. Should have been rewarded with one, but no interceptions and just poised.
I would agree there. And when he walked into that stadium, I was one of those people cheering for him. I was there, and I have to say, it was electric. Everyone loved Mac Jones. I mean, they hadn't even seen him play, but they're all cheering for him like he was the next big thing. And from watching his performance, I definitely think he is the next, not big thing, but he's the next thing for our New England Patriots. But
and personally, for his first game in the NFL, I don't really see how much more you could ask for. That first flipping game in the National Football League.
Yeah. Yeah, and Christian Wilkerson, I think it is.
Yeah.
He should have caught that pass, but the rest of the game, Wilkerson actually did really good, and
absolutely,
he might be actually a number 2 or number 3 wide receiver for our team. He's I thought he did really good, and I've been hearing he did really good in camp and practice and stuff. So I'm thinking highly about Wilkerson, except for that pass he dropped. That was ridiculous.
I am too. I think he'll be a really solid piece to this team. Cam, I would love to break down this game more, but I do want to get into the other quarterbacks who made their debuts over the weekend as well, since I think this is kind of headline news at this particular moment in time. Let's go to Justin Fields. The Bears beat the Dolphins 20-13 over the weekend. Came off the bench, started a bit slow, but finished 14 for 20 for 142 yards, a TD. He also ran for a TD. A lot of people saying out of the top five QBs, in the draft, he had the best debut over the weekend, and I don't necessarily disagree with that.
I'm with you. I agree. But it wasn't amazing. It wasn't bad. I don't think it was the best out of all the starting QBs, all the rookie starting QBs, but first round rookie starting QBs, but he had a good performance.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Bears should feel good about him being the future of their franchise. I think for sure.
Yes.
Let's move on now to Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm.
So for him, I think Kyle Shanahan said it was some good, some bad, but he didn't want it to go perfect for him.
Yeah.
Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo played a series, went, I believe, 3 for 3 for 26 yards, and then Trey Lance came in. He went 5 for 14, 128 yards. I mean, 5 for 14 isn't fantastic, but he obviously had that beautiful 80-yard touchdown.
Yes, that was outstanding.
The play of the weekend. Mm-hmm. So your thoughts on Trey Lance? A so-so game, but with an outstanding touchdown pass.
Yeah, I I think they needed a quarterback that that's not Jimmy Garoppolo. Honestly, I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo is a good quarterback. He's a really good quarterback, actually, but injury and stuff like that, basically just injury, have just kind of banged him up. So I feel like his performance has gone down because of that, and I think he's just gets hurt more and he can't play because of injuries. So they definitely needed a new quarterback, and I think he did a really good job. I take that back. He didn't do a really good job. He did a decent job for a rookie. And I agree with what Kyle Shanahan said. He didn't want him to do good starting off. He didn't want him to do amazing, perfect,
Yeah, I think you just hit the nail on the head there, Cam. And personally, look, will Trey Lance probably in the end become a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo? Sure, but personally, at the end of the day, I think Jimmy Garoppolo would be the starting quarterback of this San Francisco 49ers team, for the long haul if he wasn't injured so much. I just think injuries is the number one reason that Trey Lance is down south of me in Santa Clara right now.
Yeah, so here's the thing. With most of these first-round rookies, I think that, for the Patriots, Newton's going to start week 1. And for this team, San Francisco, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to start week 1, actually. Yeah, I don't think he'll play much more than week 1 till week 3 or maybe week 4. But just to kind of, show all those rookies what the... kind of mentor them a little bit, And then I think all those first-round draft picks are going to start going in.
I think I would agree with you on that there, Cam. I think that's a, right assessment of that. Kind of like the Dolphins last year with Tua. They started by having Ryan Fitzpatrick play for a few weeks. I mean, he was playing really good, so I know he wasn't very happy about it, but then they put Tua in. And we'll get into him a little bit later, too, because there's some concern around him, right?
Really? I actually haven't heard much about that. I'd love to hear.
Interesting. But let's move on to the number 2 pick in the draft, and that would be Zach Wilson. He made his debut for the Jets over the weekend, and solid 6 for 9 for 63 yards. I see here leading the Jets to a field goal on their opening drive. So a solid debut for Zach Wilson, and I read in a article that, there was, some concern about, him in camp, and he was going through some, growing pains and stuff, but Jets fans can exhale now.
Yeah, I thought he might have been the most promising rookie quarterback, Zach Wilson, out of...
BYU?
Yeah, not out of BYU, but out of all the people, all the first-round picks in the NFL right now, like Mac Jones, all those guys. Justin Fields, I thought he did the best out of those guys, and I thought he had a really good game, actually. And he's better than Darnold, I'll say that.
Yes.
But he didn't play a whole lot, but he played enough to show all those Jets fans that he's really good. And that is one quarterback I think I might be starting week 1.
Yeah, I definitely think Zach Wilson will be starting week 1 for the New York Jets. I mean, I just think he's best quarterback on that team right now, and it's not like they're going to be making the playoffs, so what do you have to lose, Jets? Let him go out there, make his mistakes, and learn so that he can be your quarterback of the future for many years to come. Just let him play.
Yeah.
Let's move on now to the number 1 pick in the draft, and that would be Trevor Lawrence. Didn't start the game exceptionally well. I believe there was a sack and a fumble, but responded well after that, went 6 for 9 for 71 yards, 90.5 quarterback rating. I was reading that that there were some problems with him not getting rid of the ball quick enough in that game, but a solid debut for the number one and best quarterback coming out of the draft.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence, honestly, I think he's a great player. Obviously, everyone knows that. I think those are just some growing pains. He needs to get used to the NFL speed and how things work in the NFL. But once he gets adjusted and stuff, I think he'll be he'll be good in the NFL. I was about to say he was a dominating force, but I had to take that back.
Yeah, I mean, I think
he'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that, will depend on, and with Zach Wilson as well, how much talent will the Jets and the Jaguars put around them? Because, if they don't have a ton of talent, maybe it'll be like Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert last year. They're balling, but they don't have enough talent around them. So let's hope that the Jaguars and Jets can do some good deeds.
Yeah.
And support the talents that they're probably going to have for many years to come. At the quarterback position, let's move on now to some second-year players. Let's start with Jordan Love. He made his debut for the Packers, obviously got injured, but believe the MRI came back clean. Solid for him. What did you think of Jordan Love over the weekend, finally getting to play?
I don't think he's gonna play. I don't think he's gonna start for the Packers. I don't think he's even gonna play this season. Actually, he if the Packers are up really big, they'll probably put him in. But I don't think they'll start him, and I think we'll see mostly just Aaron Jones from this offense. And oh my gosh, not Aaron Jones. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Jones is also on their team, but he's a running back, not a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is going to start most of the games.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, if in just some minimal way you can try and make Aaron Rodgers happy. I mean,
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they didn't start Aaron Rodgers while he's wanting out, literally as we sit here this second? So, yes, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is definitely going to be the starting quarterback. I don't know if they wanted to get him to play a lot, and it'll be tough, in the preseason. It'll be tough if we'll have to miss some games. What did you make of Jalen Hurts?
All right, so Hurts, not a great performance by him, and I believe Carson Wentz should be back sooner than later, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's on the, obviously with the Colts now, but yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I just woke up a few hours, probably an hour ago, so don't judge me, guys.
I won't.
Yeah, so I thought Hurts did good. He's obviously mainly, people might, again, get mad at me for saying this. He's probably a running quarterback, mostly, maybe kind of like Lamar Jackson, but bigger. Maybe like Cam Newton, actually. That might be who I compare him to. He can throw the ball. Yeah, he had a nice pass to his tight ends, actually. I've seen him throw to his tight ends a lot. Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz. He threw to them quite a bit, actually. And I believe Dallas Goedert got a touchdown from, I think, right? He threw a nice pass.
You would know.
So, don't quote me on this, but I think, it might not have been Goedert, but Hurts had a nice pass to I think it was Dallas Goedert in the end zone. It was like a really nice pass. Just boom, right over there. Great pass. So, I think Hurts is actually really promising this year. And I've heard he hasn't been doing great in training camp, but I thought he did good in his first game. Well, not first game, but he really is kind of like a rookie, Jalen Hurts, because he didn't play a lot last season, really. So, once he gets used to the NFL speed, he's basically a rookie. Once he gets used to it, I think he'll be a really good player in the NFL. Really good.
Yeah, and I think even though if he like if he may be struggling in practice a bit, if you're the Eagles, you should make him your starting quarterback. At the end of the day, he's the best quarterback on that team. So make him your starter. I think that's what they have to do. So let's move kind of to the quarterbacks of last year for a bit. Obviously, the best two. Obviously, Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow. They had fantastic years. And then there's Tua Tagovailoa as well. He did have an interception over the weekend. What do you make of him right now?
So I was never really that big on Tua Tagovailoa, and that was probably the first time I've said his name correctly. But yeah, I was never ever that big on him. I think they should have kept Fitzpatrick in the whole season because he was doing good last year. But I think he's overall a good player to a huge injury risk. Like, he's a really bad injury risk. But yeah, I really, I'm a fan of him. Not a huge fan. Think he's gonna do okay. Don't think he's gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is a, big year for Tua to, really show that he is the, solidified, future franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. They said his mistakes were correctable. But yeah, let us see what goes on with him. I guess I'll close on this, Cam. I know it's kind of been a long sports segment today.
Oh, that's
but
fine.
The Saints obviously have a quarterback battle going on between Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston. Not a ton of talk about them after their loss over the weekend with 6 turnovers, but no clarity on who's going to be the starter there. Who do you think it'll end up being?
Now, I don't really know who it's going to be, because it could go both ways, but who I want to see would probably be Taysom Hill, because he's been there longer, he knows the ins and outs, and I think if he's under pressure, he'll just run, and he's good at doing that. And that is something Jameis Winston did definitely not do. He's not really a running quarterback.
Yeah, and you would obviously, have to worry less probably about interceptions with Taysom Hill than you would with the king of interceptions, Jameis Winston.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And you talk about Taysom Hill running the football. We obviously saw how effective that was last season when he would come in on third downs.
Yeah.
So, a lot of quarterback talk, Cam, but I thought that was, a good thing to do on this sports segment since, probably since 5, future studs in the NFL made their debuts over the weekend. And I just want to list off some names for, here, Cam, and just people really, really listening to this. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, and now Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and Mac Jones. The NFL is in a great spot with future quarterback talent.
Yeah.
Young quarterback studs in the game right now is at an all-time high, and the NFL is in a great place with their future league quarterbacks.
Yep. I agree. And that's pretty much why we talk about quarterbacks, like you said. And yeah, that'll do it for our sports segment. Do you have anything else to add, Will?
That's it for now, unless you want to comment on Luka's Big Max extension or Kawhi Leonard's extension.
I'm just going to say this one thing is, I'm not a fan of Luka. I don't think he's that good. No. Not going to say that. I'm not a fan of Luka. I don't really like him. I don't think he's, I think he's a I would agree with that. That's what I was trying to get at there. And Kawhi, one of my favorite players in the league, and he totally deserves this extension, and he deserves a great team. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Cool. So yeah, that's all that I have for today, Cam.
Okay then. And yeah, that'll do it for our sports segment. And now we will be moving on to our movie review. And today I'll be reviewing a movie. Sorry again for that bright light coming on. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Creed 1. And I really like this movie. But there are one or two things to kind of nitpick at it that I really don't love. But it's just a great movie, honestly. I'm not a fan of when Rocky has cancer, because that's just, I didn't love it as a storyline, honestly. And I don't think it was a great storyline. I get it was a motivational, motivational force. It kind of motivated Adonis to win the fight, honestly. But I don't think, I feel like Sylvester Stallone's acting, and it's more an acting problem with Sylvester Stallone.
Are you kidding me?
Okay. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I'm just saying it wasn't really believable, because we all knew Rocky wasn't gonna die, because Sylvester Stallone likes money. And we'll talk about Rocky dying later on in this episode. But so go on what you're gonna say.
Well, I think Sylvester Stallone won Best Actor for that movie. I didn't have any problem, at least as far as I can remember, with Sylvester Stallone's acting in that movie. And you were saying, how everybody knew in that movie that Rocky wasn't going to die. Well, did you want him to die? Response to that, and I personally think that kind of Rocky having cancer really kind of, added to the whole, emotional story arc of the film.
Yes, I did mention that, though. I did say it was kind of motivation for Adonis, kind of fighting through and winning the fight eventually. But I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I'm not saying anything like that. Honestly, I don't think he should have won Best Actor for that movie, but he's obviously, we have to give him respect. I mean, he's Rocky, he's Sylvester Stallone. He started this whole franchise. And again, I'm going to talk about Rocky dying in Creed 3 later, because that's just a total disaster right now. But so I just don't think he really sold that he had cancer scene. I don't think he tried. That's all I'm going to say there.
Well, as I told you before the show, it has been a little while since I've watched Creed 1, so, you're more in on it, but I didn't have any issue with it. I think it was a great movie. This is a big, film when you look at the story arc of the Rockies and Creeds, because this is the story and the film where the Adonis-Rocky relationship starts, and I thought Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone, their performances were fantastic.
Yeah.
And this was a great film, and also, if I may mention, nice job, Max Kellerman, in this film as well.
Yes, he was in this movie. And I did not see him apologizing for his ridiculous Tom Brady predictions.
No, here is an example of how Max Kellerman will kind of wiggle out of things. He said, "I'm not apologizing to Tom Brady. I'm just saying I was wrong." Well, when you say that, he's falling off a cliff for about 4.5 years, and during that time, he's going to 3 Super Bowls, and he's won 2 of them? I'm sorry. You have to apologize. Just apologize.
Yeah, come on, Max. Just say it. We won't hurt you. Just say it, man. Come on. And he hasn't fallen off a cliff yet.
No, yeah.
But yeah, moving on to Creed, not Tom Brady. I love Michael B. Jordan. I think he's probably one of the best actors right now. He's a great actor.
Of course he is.
He was in, I believe, what was that movie? Just Mercy, I think it was.
That, I have seen that.
Oh, I have not.
It
But
was fantastic.
yeah. I'm gonna have to, I've wanted to watch that for a while now, actually. I've heard it is amazing, and now that you're saying that you've seen it, I'm definitely gonna watch it. But, I've heard he was amazing in that movie, and he kinda just made the whole thing so good. And I think he's a great actor in Black Panther and Creed. He's just awesome. And Tessa Thompson in this movie,
Yes.
amazing, so amazing. She's such a good actor.
I agree.
Tessa Thompson, also in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, now that I think of it, both of them are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You don't know.
Actually, so is Sylvester Stallone in Guardians of the Galaxy.
He is. You're right. I forgot about that. That's true.
I thought he did really solid in that film.
As did I, actually. But Tessa Thompson, such a great actor, and pretty much everything that she's in, totally made this movie better. And I think she might be better than Adrian in the Rocky franchise.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought she was not so much better. She was better than Adrian in the Rocky franchise. Yeah. And I thought it was just an inspiring movie, so inspiring.
I agree.
But the one last thing I have to nitpick at is, out of all the training scenes, I don't think this was the best one. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I actually would agree with you on that. Like, if you look at like the Rocky and Creed movies overall, like there would be a pretty good amount of training montages, over the Creed 1 for sure. So I would definitely agree with that. If you don't have anything more to say, could you give me your grade for Creed 1?
Alright, so my grade for Creed 1 would probably be an A-. Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why it doesn't deserve an A. I'll say an A. I don't see why it doesn't.
I would have given it an A if, I would have given it an A. I'm a tough critic here, but, I would have given it an A if it had a better training scene. And
if they hadn't given Rocky cancer?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it wasn't the best training scene, and the Rocky had cancer thing doesn't affect the story. It's basically just on Sylvester Stallone, and he didn't sell that role like in a great way. That's what I thought. But yeah, I thought it was a really great movie. Not really great movie. And it definitely deserved an A-. So now I said earlier that I'd talk about Creed 3 with you guys, and I said it was a disaster, and it really is a disaster. So
alright, I just want to say I am putting my feet up, Cam. Please explain.
Okay, so to be honest, it's a total disaster. I think they have Michael B. Jordan directing this movie.
Yes.
I love Michael B. Jordan. I already said that. Why are you having him direct this movie? I mean, people might disagree with me. Why are you having him direct it? Get a real director. I mean, I'm sure he'll do okay. I mean, I'm not saying he'll do bad. He's super talented and everything. But don't have him direct your dream movie. It's such an awesome franchise, and I feel like they could have ruined it with Creed 3. And okay, alright, this is the part that makes me go so mad right now. So Sylvester Stallone has said he's not going to be in this movie. Fine. Actually, no, not fine. He has to be in this movie, because if they want Rocky to die, so from what I've been hearing, Sylvester Stallone's not going to be in this movie.
That's correct.
So that would mean Rocky probably would die. But it would be an off-screen death. Oh my gosh. He's such an important character. In cinema history, he's one of the most important characters in cinema history. And you're going to kill him off with an off-screen death. That is ridiculous. Sylvester Stallone, you should be ashamed of yourself. You need to be in this movie for 10 minutes, honestly. Because you need enough time for you to die and have a funeral. Because I will not accept an off-screen death for this movie. At all. Ridiculous. That is all I have to say.
My response to everything that you just so passionately displayed and said there, Cam, would be I mean, look, I get where you're coming from. You know, if they are gonna kill off Rocky, you know, it maybe, you know, could have been nice to have Sylvester Stallone be there for it, but you know, I just think, you know, Stallone, you know, realized that it was time to, you know, move on it, and they're gonna try to, you know, kind of move the Creed franchise into a, you know, do into a new alley. Okay, you're shaking your head, so
I don't understand how you're okay. How you're okay with this? He's an icon. You cannot have him have an off-screen death. Ridiculous.
Well, let me respond to that by saying this. Mike, who we had on the podcast a few episodes ago, he made an interesting point to me off air, I believe, yesterday, and that was, you know, the other thing you could do besides having him die would be that he goes off to live with his son. And I thought that was an interesting point, and that made me think, oh, you know, there maybe could be another way besides just having, you know, the cancer come back and get him and him die.
That's fair, but they would need to show him in the movie with his son. Because I'm not accepting it. I will not accept him. And they just say, oh yeah, he moved in with his son. He's not going to be in this movie. I need to see him with his son. Because if they don't, then it's just not going to be believable for anyone, honestly. So that's what I think with that comment that you just made.
Yeah, I mean, I can get what you're saying here, Cam. I mean, I'm not personally, you know, mad at it like you. I'm just gonna, you know, see how it goes, and then I'll judge from there. I mean, I personally think, I mean, you're going to absolutely shake your head, but I think this movie has a chance to be a great success and to have, you know, Adonis, if Rocky does die, really grieving over the loss of Rocky. So I just don't have the same, you know, anger as you surrounding this. But I thoroughly disagree.
But okay, we can disagree on this. This segment has gone on long enough, and you know how I feel about Rocky 3, Creed 3, not Rocky. Yeah, obviously not Rocky. He's not going to be in the movie. So mad about that. But anyway, moving on to our movie of the week. Will, what do you have for our movie of the week?
Alright, I am going to do the 1984 classic by the Rocky director, by the way, and that is the Karate Kid, a fantastic film with Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita. A great storyline with Daniel LaRusso and his mother moving from New Jersey to Los Angeles. They're not a very rich family. You know, Daniel gets bullied, and then he meets the most amazing karate sensei ever created, and Mr. Miyagi obviously goes on to beat Johnny Lawrence with the famous crane kick in the final scene. This story continued in Cobra Kai. If you haven't seen that yet, where have you been? So, just a fantastic film, Cam. I think one of the all-time classics.
Yeah, I agree with you said about Cobra Kai. I love that show. It's a really great show. But I love this movie. I totally agree with you with everything that you said. It's a great movie. Pat Morita, outstanding job. Salute. He outstanding. This is one of the few roles that Ralph Macchio is.
Oh, I forgot that.
Really good.
Like Ralph Macchio. Oh, I forgot about this. I'm not letting you get off easily with this, Cam. I know I just kind of shared to the public your thoughts, but I'm not letting you easily get off with this. Please explain.
Yeah, I don't like Ralph Macchio. I think he not in this movie. He's great in this movie. I don't like him in. He's seen it. I doubt you have, but Karate Kid 3. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that.
Yeah. No.
On the actors, that's a poorly written film.
Yeah, and he did not execute it well at all. Karate Kid 2, he did good. I actually thought that was a good movie.
I agree. Solid movie.
Yeah. I actually thought that soundtrack was good. I liked it. that is one thing about these Karate Kid movies. They have an amazing soundtrack, except for Karate Kid 3. But Daniel LaRusso, Ralph Macchio, yeah, that's his name. How'd I forget? Ralph Macchio and Cobra Kai. Bad. I think he's bad. I just think he's horrible. I really don't like him. I don't like his daughter in that movie either. She's terrible. Samantha. Terrible. Terrible character, honestly.
Hold on. You dare to come on to YouTube and say that the Samantha character is terrible. You are so out of your mind.
Well, they picked the wrong actor for it, honestly, because I just don't.
What is that about Mary Mauser's performance?
Okay. Mary Mauser, she. Alright, I think she has her moments, but honestly, she's just not great. But honestly, I'd like to show you this.
Okay.
I'm sharing my screen right here.
Oh boy.
Look at this.
Okay.
Look at this. Mary Mauser, her YouTube channel.
Yes.
Oh wow, she has type 1 diabetes. Yikes, that's horrible.
She does. What do you not like about this YouTube channel here?
So I don't like it because it's Mary Mauser, obviously, but so I think this actually has something to do with Cam Newton as well.
Honestly,
if she was a little less focused on Mary Mauser, live, learn, fail, repeat, as you can see on this screen right here. She's a little less focused on that, and a little more focused on making the role of Samantha LaRusso good. Then yeah, I think I'd say she was good, but she doesn't. And let's see what her most recent video is. Oh wow, she came up with one a year ago. Okay, so she's getting better, I guess. Wow, that's actually surprising. I didn't know that.
Well, so wait, so you think Mary Mauser did terrible as Samantha LaRusso?
I think she's just a little too focused on her YouTube career.
Okay, so you do not like Mary Mauser
No.
because of her YouTube career?
No.
I want to quote you right.
I'm saying if she was a little less focused on making videos like organizing my disaster freezer, then maybe she'd bring a little more to the role of Samantha LaRusso.
Okay, well, getting back to Cobra Kai, the show, and could you explain Ralph Macchio too? Because I just don't get it. What you're saying?
So I think it started out in season 1, season 2. He was bad. Season 3, I think he's a good he gets better in season 3 actually. I think because honestly Miyagi-Do in Karate Kid, it's just kind of lame, honestly, because I mean, you see Cobra Kai, it looks so cool and everything, but not cool in a good way, by the way.
Well, but that's also to display that Miyagi-Do, you know, they're the underdog. It's an underdog.
Yeah, and if this guy, Ralph Macchio, Daniel LaRusso, stops talking about Mr. Miyagi for 1 second in this TV show, there are so many scenes where he says, like, he has a weird obsession with Mr. Miyagi. I get you were friends for a little bit while you were in high school. Yeah, I don't think it's like you guys are not best friends, honestly. I think you need to focus on getting better at acting rather than just say, when I was young, Mr. Miyagi. He probably says that line over 50 times on this show. When I was young, Mr. Miyagi. And then he goes on to say something ridiculous.
Excuse me. Did Ralph Macchio write the script for Cobra Kai?
I don't believe so.
Would be no.
Alright, so... Okay, so his execution wasn't good then. Because I thought he just was kind of an annoying actor.
Yeah, well, listen, I so disagree with you on this. He did a great job bringing Daniel back to the screen. I mean, his performance with the Mr. Miyagi letter scene in season 3, and when he visited Mr. Miyagi's grave in season 1, I thought his acting was outstanding. And you're saying, oh, you know, he only knew him for a little bit when he was a teenager. This guy, in many ways, this guy saved his life. This guy was the most important person he ever met in his life.
Okay, I'm gonna disregard that ridiculous statement that you just made. That was.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
That was.
You're the one making ridiculous statements this morning, not me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna brush it off right there. And how about we go back to the Karate Kid movie? Because we obviously have very different opinions on the Cobra Kai franchise. So yeah, going back to the Karate Kid movie, do you have anything else to say?
I do not. I just think the storyline is perfect. Everything is perfect and executed brilliantly in that film. It's a must-watch if you, for some reason, have not seen it.
Yeah.
Wax on, wax off, people.
Alright, so yeah, that is our movie of the week. I totally agree with Will. It's a great movie. I disagree with him and most of his Cobra Kai takes. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening or watching, whatever you're doing. Also, I haven't promoted myself on this channel in a while. I have a YouTube channel called Fozzie, F-O-Z-Z-E-E, where I make gaming videos and just comedy videos sometimes. And yeah, check that channel out. I think if you like this content, then I think you'll like that content too. So thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Have a great day. Bye.